Right now, Patrick Tuohey is here with the Show Me Institute, Missouri-based think tank, joining us on 95.7 FM. Patrick, good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How is life on the surface?
Yeah, are you underground? Is that what's going on here? You're calling in from the bunker?
Government's still shut down, Pete. Parking lots are scary. It's not safe to be out in the world.
Yeah, you're right. So all these frivolous things we talk about in Kansas City, like where the Royals might be playing baseball one day, what's the point if we're all going to die?
Now you're coming around, Pete. I like this. I like this new thinking.
Well, I've spent enough time around you over the years, so I'm coming around slowly but surely. So, what do you make of where things stand right now with these two teams? Frank White, of course, is out. We're about a week into that. It sounds like the Royals are, trending potentially based on what I've heard and what I reported this week towards North Kansas City. But I think Kansas is still very much in the mix. Where do you think things stand right now?
Pete, I'm sorry to say I just don't know. I listened to you the other day talk about what you had learned. I saw Jerry Nolte, the presiding commissioner of Clay County, talk to Fox 4 last night. I know he's signed a non-disclosure agreement, so he can't get into details, but it doesn't sound to me like Clay County is on the cusp of getting something. They're being very cautious. And one of the things Jerry Nolte did say in that brief interview last night was that, there's a point at which we need to put something out there because an April election, no matter where it happens, is going to come upon us quick. And your listeners will recall that Clay County kind of played footsie with the Royals a few years ago, and they demanded details before they were going to put anything on a ballot, and including a community benefits agreement, including a lease agreement, all that type of stuff. The Royals pulled out of those negotiations and then jumped right into that Jackson County vote where they had refused to give Jackson County voters that same information. So I don't know that the Royals have learned any lesson. I don't know where they're going to end up. Pete, I think they don't know where they're going to end up. I don't think they have made a decision yet. We are all kind of waiting on them. Governors, mayors, county commissioners are waiting on them to make a decision. And just as well, if not better than I, the Chiefs are waiting on them to make a decision because I'm sure the Chiefs feel that they can't assess their opportunity at Truman Sports Complex until they know with some certainty that the Royals are going to be out of there in a few years. It's frustrating for all of us.
I need you to kind of move around the bunker there. It's cutting in and out of me, Patrick Tuohey. So just kind of slide around. The bunker's getting in the way there. But you're right. Now, what I'm hearing, and this is not new, but I just mentioned this as part of what I was talking about on Monday. We know that there's got to be a sales tax component in Clay County for the Royals to go up to North Kansas City. Half cent is the number I'm hearing. That is a sizable sales tax for a county that is about, 250,000 people, give or take. So there's going to be a big push. They will do a better job, I'm sure, on selling that than they did the last time around in Jackson County. But I know you're not a fan. What does that have to look like, though, to try to get that past the voters, to get a half-cent sales tax, which is a pretty sizable sales tax for 30, 40 years?
Yes, correct. That is exactly the question. It is a heavier lift for a smaller county, which, again, is why it's heavier. It is a more conservative county. And then you've got guys that are nowhere near North Kansas City, Kearney, Liberty, who will see no benefit to this. In fact, if they commute in and out of the city, having a stadium dropped right there will be a pain. So I don't think the Royals or their supporters should take this for granted at all. And given, again, the way we've been sitting and waiting on the Royals for a year and a half now to make a decision, I have no indication that they have learned a lesson from the last time around. And I have no indication that they are better led or better equipped to handle, again, what might be a heavier lift in Clay County than it was in Jackson. I just don't see it.
Do you see any inherent benefit for Clay County in all this as a county?
No, they're going to. So here's the way these economic development projects always work is they overpromise. And then even when the park is built, assuming it's built, they will overstate the benefit. What What the owners want, what John Sherman and the owners want, is to enrich themselves as much as possible. And again, God love them for wanting that, but they want the taxpayers to pay for that project that's going to make them wealthier. And so they're going to do every sort of backflip to try to demonstrate it to the public. But what we know from Truman Sports Complex, from parks all over the country, is they just don't deliver on these promises. And what Clay County voters have to decide is having a stadium move just a few miles from where it is, and perhaps really no more convenient in a new location than it is now, is that worth them taxing themselves for decades and taking on the headache 20, 30 years from now when the teams want to renew? Because believe me, as a Jackson County voter who's been here for two of these, it's a headache. These guys constantly make demands, and I get it. They're businesses. They want as much money as they can, but it's sort of like it's the gift that keeps on costing you.
The gift that keeps on costing you. Well, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I'm sensing that Clay County is, of course, in a very good spot to potentially land the team. I'm here in the Jackson County. I mean, the only location being talked about is a Washington Square Park next to Union Station, and that appears to be, based on what I'm hearing right now, a distant third option because, well, you got ingress-egress issues. You've got no ability to build around the stadium there. So I'm kind of looking at that one and thinking right now it's a distant third. So I think we're down to Kansas at 119th and Null, another really dumb location, and then you've got North Kansas City, Patrick.
I'm right there with you. I certainly haven't heard a fourth possible location. Again, I don't think the Overland Park location is likely, simply because I don't think the businesses and the people that already live and work around there want anything to do with a giant park. And again, I'm no architect, but the Washington Square Park option in downtown Kansas City never seemed to make sense. But look, again, a year and a half ago, we were given two finalists, and then at the last minute, a third one popped up. So it's really difficult for us to look at anything that's out there that people are whispering about, or anything that the Royals might tell us, and believe it, because our recent past has been nobody's trustworthy on these things.
Yeah, and we'll see if we get to that point how they sell it to the public. I mean, you had Axiom and Jeff Rowe and those folks involved, but also you had Sly James involved last time around in Jackson County, and I can't imagine going down that road again based on what a disaster that one was a year and a half ago with the same people.
Well, one thing Kevin Keachman said the other day, and I think he's exactly right, is I think there's so much stadium fatigue that I can imagine it's very difficult to gin up any kind of excitement anywhere to host the Royals when we've been dragged through this for years. I'm sure a lot of people are just like, oh, to hell with it, make a decision, but no one's going to be excited to get a new park somewhere else. And maybe that makes the selling job much more difficult.
We'll see. That's the one thing Kansas has going for it. They don't need to go to a vote on anything,
That's true.
Yeah. All right, Patrick. Great stuff, man. Stay safe in that bunker. Government shutdown enters day 8, and we'll be thinking about you down there.
Thank you so much. Send food.
Yeah. Should have asked him what kind of food. Use the food stamps, buy some Twizzlers and sugary drinks, or real
DoorDash.
Food. DoorDash. I don't think he wants people to know where he is, though,
That's true.